Recording in progress.
Hi, hello, welcome to the Oracle Consularship brought to you by Vertex of Abundance. My name is Serene Pearson-Saplosi. I'll be your Oracle today. I was sent to deliberate the findings for the transiting moon. Excuse me, I'm doing an open reading, a channeled reading. I'm just getting multiple messages, and that was a Freudian, so that means I need to be right back. So we're back. And it is, again, I just want to confirm, it's a channeled reading. That's what we were sent here to do today. If you're new, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. It's a delight and an honor and a privilege to serve you. You belong, so welcome home. If anything that is said resonates deeply with you, like, comment, share, subscribe, leave a review, book a session, send a donation. Vertex of Abundance is a galactic temple of ascension, delivering sacred messages from behind the veil. Today we'll be imposing the guidance from This Might Hurt Tarot. That's by Isabella Rotman. She's over at Liminal 11 Publishing. We're going to lay 4 cards. That'll be the central core primary energy as we're gathered here today. More cards will come out. Those will be to clarify or modify, including from this deck. So we're imposing the guidance from This Might Hurt Tarot. We'll be doing any type of, clarification, deliberating the findings from, I said impose the guidance from This Might Hurt Tarot. We'll be deliberating the findings from Cosmic Coven Tarot by Lisa Lazenby. She's over at Ripe Avocado. We'll use the minor arcana from that. We'll also use the daily oracle from Veda Sibila to clarify any type of findings related to corresponding or correlative energy. Cosmic Coven Tarot we use for pairings. If love comes out, I'll talk about it then. It seems like we have a plea from the other side because multiple fell out and they fell out face down. So we have the Sun, the Emperor, the Three of Wands, and the Moon. Normally that would be the primary energy, but we have, okay, it doesn't go together, so we'll leave it. Again, the Sun, the Emperor, the Three of Wands, Moon, Sun, Emperor, Three of Wands, Moon. One more time, Sun, Emperor, Three of Wands, Moon. The Sun is about growth, expansion, vitality, renewal. It's things coming out to light, so it can also include enlightenment or enumeration. It could be the solution that we're looking for in answer to our prayer. The Emperor, of course, Aries energy, but it typically means self-governance, self-mastery, because we're self-possessed, which means self-guided, self-directed, self-reliant. Three of Wands, again, is the Sun in Aries, which we definitely have with the Sun present. This is also about an open road, something coming in, something approaching. And then the Moon card is typically confronting something in the depths of the soul. It could be intuition, it could be latency, things that have yet to be manifest out of the void. And I'm not talking about the abyssal void, I'm talking about the void of creation here. It's the space before something crosses the threshold. This can be the threshold or the veil or even the firmament. Here, the Moon. It also can mean a dark night of the soul if there's any type of hidden agenda, ulterior motives, even hidden enemies, strategies, agendas, tactics, motives, operandi, things of that nature. It typically means we need to confront things that go in the depths of our soul. The Sun and the Moon means a mystery revealed. The Three of Wands and the Emperor means something's starting to happen where there's going to be a revelation or some melodrama. This, like I said, mystery revealed or melodrama. Because already things have been kind of coming out to the surface, and I have a feeling like something that's been hiding or cloaking itself around us is about to be exposed some kind of way, shape, form, or another. So clarifying or modifying now, we have the Four of Swords, Three of Cups, Hangman, and the Nine of Pentacles. So again, we are dealing with something that's just starting. We have a pair of threes already. So it seems like 3 weeks ago, we started to move into ourselves. Get some, I'm hearing strength, courage, and wisdom. I was going to say self-worth and value, Nine of Pentacles. We contained a situation where previously we had to kind of, surrender, sacrifice, let go, let God, whatever, what have you, give it up out in faith or something of that nature. Maybe everything wasn't very clear and we had to navigate, negotiate without knowing all the bits and pieces, the moving parts. We might have also had some kind of suspended animation, Three of Cups with the Hangman. That could be a moment, a pause, a pencil pause. Something was contained, so we might have kind of been restricted, constricted in a way, just according to circumstance. That is what I'm getting. We have a pair of threes already, so there's some type of collaboration, cooperation, co-creation here. Seven of Wands, High Priestess, Ace of Wands, Knight of Wands. So we're desiring to stand the ground here. We could have also been nervous or anxious. In about a week, we're going to have a creative new beginning. I feel like we're getting back on track here. We had to kind of revisit something that is previously contained where we were going to make an accomplishment of some kind. So something's finally coming in, but it came in delayed, I feel, with the Hangman. Something finally came in, Three of Cups. We're getting back to something, Knight of Wands. Knight of Wands is the returner, whether it's a lover or otherwise. We're coming back in to defend something that was already previously established, confirmed here by the Seven of Wands. There was something that we kind of erected, some kind of foundation with the Emperor. Emperor could be system structures, foundations. It could also mean, like I said, self-directed, self-guided, self-mastered. It could also be system structures, foundations, theories, techniques, technologies, means, mechanisms, methodologies. We also have the Empress here with the High Priestess. So that could mean rulers of a nation with the Emperor present. It could mean mother and father, but I don't see a matching court cards yet. So it's more like rulers of a nation, rulers of an organization, something of that nature. The Empress falling out before this Nine of Wands, it says that something's been completing some kind of cycle here about our self-worth and value, confirmed by the Nine of Pentacles. We were also kind of sequestered in some kind of way, shape, form, or another. Isolated, perhaps. We needed to take space or take time alone. Page of Swords, Four of Swords, meaning feeling contained, feeling also concussed, like we needed to recuperate or convalesce. Knight of Wands, Seven of Wands, desiring to defend. That's angelic defense. Knight of Wands, Nine of Wands. That's having more to do, not being done. With the Ace of Wands, it literally means that we're trying to erect something off the ground. We have like some creative idea or desire or drive. We have the Death card, the Two of Swords, Queen of Pentacles, Full card, Hierophant, Nine of Swords. Okay, so we have a triple nine in this reading. That's what the minor arcana of the Cosmic Coven Tarot is for. We clarify with that. So the Nine of Swords crowning here means that there's something distressing. This is a distressing cycle. It could be one where we're predamnation. There's some type of curse. Now, when we're dealing with another individual, there could be guilt, shame. Typically, it's on the side of the other, unless the Five of Cups is on our side, it's not. Now, with us, it could be that we're being haunted, we're being targeted, we're in the crosshairs of something. If there is, again, another person, it also could just mean that we're in a difficult cycle of this is our own energy. It can mean that things are not working out as they should. There's guilt or an indictment or a charge here. And we're the ones deliberating, we're the ones adjudicating to a sort it's on our side. What this really means is that over the last month, we've been discovering things that went on in the past. Moon card past. Queen of Pentacles with the moon could be some type of Sag rising. Excuse me, no, Gemini rising. I apologize. Hierophant with the Queen of Pentacles could mean a moon in Taurus, or said differently, some type of Aquarius rising. So we have a Sagittarius rising, Aquarius rising, and or Taurus moon. We have a sun in Aries. Also in Aries rising, Mars in Aries, or Mars in the first house, with the Knight of Wands and the Emperor card. We also have Venus in the 7th house in the sign of Libra here, with the Page of Swords Emperor. Page of Swords, 9 of Swords, feeling distressed, feeling targeted, feeling haunted. Page of Swords, 2 of Swords, feeling indecisive, feeling discerning, feeling scrutinizing, feeling deliberate. Knight of Wands, 3 of Wands, feeling open, feeling empowered. Queen of Pentacles, 9 of Pentacles, needing results, something to yield, something to show proof. Queen of Pentacles, 8 of Pentacles, needing things to pay off, needing things to show promise. So this Nine of Swords is a stressing situation where we're called to deliberate in some kind of way, shape, form, or another. With the Hierophant there, it means we have a sacred office or a sacred duty. Something, though, it does need to be in order and alignment. It needs to go by the books, in order and alignment. Hierophant in order, in alignment. 8 of Pentacles. It needs to go by the book. Hierophant. It needs to go by policy, procedure, and protocol. Hierophant. It needs to go with the status quo, the ordained theory. Queen of Pentacles, Hierophant. It needs to go with the indoctrination. Not all indoctrination is bad. Learning how to drive, you got to learn the rules of the road. That's indoctrination. You're indoctrinated if you stop at traffic lights and things of that nature. For example, arbitrary example, the way that this works out is that there's some type of hidden or concealed rulership here. Emperor with the moon. The only other example there could be that the divine masculine is behind the scenes. We don't have it. Oh, we still don't have enough of that, even with the Empress. We don't have a pair of aces. We don't have the 10 of cups, 10 of pentacles. We don't have the 4 of wands or 2 of cups. That's just not, it's a no. We don't have any matching type of court card. What we have is the collaboration of 2 different empires or 2 different organizations or 2 different fronts of a situation. That's the pair of 3s here. Now, something's coming through from the spirit. I want to say if the reading goes a little too long or it's a little too slow, you can always increase the playback speed. There's usually also a link to a summary in the show notes or the about section or the description box. Also, if you want to put in the comments where you're listening in from or what resonates with you about the reading, I'd appreciate that. Thank you. I see we have someone in Atlanta. Thank you. We also have a few people on the East Coast, mainly Florida, New York. We have a few people in Atlanta. Thank you. Okay, so we really did read this down. I've been trying to pinpoint what is this sacred office and deliberation because really what it is that we've been going through something for a long time and we're beginning to get over it, get out of it because we have this discernment that we hadn't had before. And it's not one that comes out of maturity, it's one that comes out of duty and obligation. We took some time alone, we spent time within ourselves. We got to the place where we could have creative new ideas, Ace of Wands, took some time alone, a pair of nines. We're in and of ourselves, High Priestess, Page of Swords. We were scrutinizing, discerning, and then things started to transition and change because we were no longer the same. Opposite us, whether it's another person or a former part of ourselves, there was some type of transition, death card. It could have been an ending because there was an access to source, Three of Wands with the Sun card, and that shifted. It's starting to get suspended and have defense around it. And now this source needs to have access credentials or something like that, and I don't see the access credentials. In fact, there's been some kind of terms and conditions ordained around accessing whatever we used to. So that's literally what this assessment is saying. Let's take a look here. I want to know what this. High Priestess and the Moon. The mystery here. What is the mystery? Yeah, we finally blossomed and matured. There's something here that we finally got to with Speranza, Bambino, Signore. We finally got to this place where we have life, as the oyster of life is kind of open. Life is our oyster, or something like that. I'm doing this Seven of Wands with the Knight of Wands because we need to defend something, is what we desire to defend something. Yeah, so this is moving in secret or moving strategically, tactically, or whatever. And it's because there's something big around the corner. We have our ducks in a row for whenever something shows itself, rears its head, because the situation was stuck and it will, retaliate or reverb, or there's going to be some kind of recursive feedback loop. So we may be at an impasse in some kind of way, shape, form, or another. But what I really want to see here is what this Three of Wands and the Sun card is. Impasse is when the Death and the Hangman are together. So yeah, there's something being accessed here. What that is our heart chakra. We're getting back to our authentic selves. And that's difficult to perceive. Okay, so the Queen of Pentacles and the Nine of Pentacles, just talk that together means needing something. kind of needing to be in and of the self. Yeah, we needed to be left alone because there was something that we needed to attend to or that we were always attending to, and that really wasn't the thing to be doing. Something had to kind of die out, which was our friendship. We kept giving to a situation that if you feed it, it will eat you. Three nines means forced isolation. So what is this page of swords with the nine of swords? Because that, you know what that means is really feeling distress, feeling shame, or feeling guilt. Ooh, gee. Okay, so there's a double-sided story here, and it's inverted. Okay, so some energy either is dutiful, keeps coming through, pulling through, trying to do whatever, and it's a projection. They want us to lose our rank, our ability to serve and help ourselves. They would like it if whatever we're about to lose brings sadness. I'm really clearly detecting that our open heart is a threat because we have the ability to manifest more. And there's something about our ability to manifest that's an obstacle. Now, this reading does have the energy of another person. We've gone a few readings where there's no other party clearly discernible. We have it here. It's most likely in Aries rising or Mars in Aries. Okay, so we just got a hit on that. Yep. And that the enemy came out, a very strategic nemesis. La nemica militare. This is the operator. Oops. So they're blocking love. They really need us to be worn down because of our heart chakra. We think ourselves out of a lot of attacks because we always approach it with love, which is something that heavenly beings do. Okay. We don't really have any Venusian cards here besides the major arcana of actual Venus, the Empress. We got the sun, we got the moon, we got Mars, we got all these other energies. We don't have anything Venusian. There's something here that keeps working, keeps doing work. And they've been given access to us, but what we don't know is that they're an enemy. There's some party that looks like an advisor or a friend. They're really an enemy hiding in plain sight. And they're jealous. They're jealous. Because we're always going to have a come up, period. It's encoded into our agreement and our DNA. Okay, let me leave that. This is not getting any better. Booga booga, right? Oh, what was that? Okay. Whew, child. Okay, so let's look at this triple nine. Okay. There's mirror magic working against us, but again, we have this very clear open heart. We're a pure vessel. We're a host for the divine. And there's an energy here, Page of Cups, Five of Cups, feeling depressed, feeling disappointed, feeling broken up with, also grieving, mourning. They're having a hard time doing whatever they're doing. It's already slipping. Okay, so I don't see the actual spell work though. There's no pair of eights, there's no pair of fives. We don't have the devil or, well, we do have the moon. Okay, so there's a light at the end of the tunnel here, and we got a pop on the moon being, yeah, okay. This is expert magic then. There's some kind of energy here, and it's not clearly discernible. I would guess, I would venture to guess that it's binding, but that needs to be confirmed. It means it's backfiring. It's no longer working. Nine of Swords at the crown of a reading can mean that something is backfiring and that it happened a long time ago, and it's just not working. It's dissipating, it's withering, whatever, what have you. The High Priestess and the Moon made me negate the Moon, but the Moon is one of the three indicators of baneful magic. If any of those three cards are present, the Devil could be included as a confirmation. So we have the Devil and the Moon. Those cards together mean a light at the end of the tunnel, but that means we've been in the dark. Because again, we keep getting cards of backfire, something's not working. And what they want to do is block out love. It's not a love spell to make us fall in love, it's that they want to see us wither up and die. And the way to kill our abundance is to make us not loving, to live out of our heart chakra. It's not a sunken place, Four of Cups, apathy. It's in a jar, pinned down in a jar, Four of Swords. Some type of energetic containment. Yeah, then the book popped out. I don't know what's going on, what we stumbled into, girl. It was good for just a quick second. And then it got somewhere weird. There is some type of containment spell going on, and it's difficult for the person doing it because we keep growing up out of it. And that's what happens when you live in love. Nine of Wands, that means we got a little fight in us left because we got a lot of strength left. And then we have the Ace of Wands too. So if we're missing some strength, it'll be borrowed from the divine. And the Nine of Pentacles, we're left to our own devices. We good, popping and proper. And then if somebody's using the lunar energy to come for us, what that means is that we have energy of the moon already with our on our side. Because the Nine of Wands and the moon together means no moon spells are going to work for this specific cycle. And the new moon is just around the corner, so they're already screwed. And I can see why the Nine of Swords would be crying this reading, because that means it's not coming through. That little moon thing that they've been doing, okay, girl, I think it worked in the past. It's not going to work this time around. Good luck. Okay, well, I'm hearing that Usher song, baby. How you doing? Hope everything is fine. Wanna know what you got in mind? Seduction, I think the name of the song is called. Oh, no, no, no. Not with this. Sorry. Peace be upon you. Blessings to your healing. Wa alaikum. Yeah, see. It's not working. Eight of Cups. Also, it means that we're stratification. We're somewhat unreachable or unperceivable or whatever, what have you. Yeah, and there is some kind of veil of projection being sent our way. We have a double seven here. I mean, somebody really is projecting to leave some kind of clue on the path to lead us back to them, but that's a no. What I'm getting is that sometime long, long time ago, somebody got put out, or something that somebody was working on in respect to us got suspended mid-animation. It worked up until one point, and then nothing else would progress. They haven't been able to complete their whatever, and it's a long con at this point. So it could have been well over a year ago. This is not looking like any recent past. It looks like the long, long, distant past. And this says that they're coming back in for some more loving, but that just means they're trying to access our heart chakra or our womb. And you know what that means is that they're getting something out of us because they could very well be cloaking themselves in our energy. They could be using our energy to accomplish something, to manifest something, and they're under some type of judgment here. We have the Fool and the Death card. That means the chapter's ending. Whenever the Fool is around, if the 7, 8, 9, 10 of Swords come out, it literally means that there's like an indictment or some type of charge or something like that. So the Fool and the Nine of Swords means somebody's been found guilty or somebody's been indicted. If it were the Seven of Swords, a trespass notice, they're going to be under some type of grand jury indictment, subpoena. And then if it was the Eight of Swords, they've been confined or arrested or whatever. Ten of Swords means they got sentenced. This is the Nine and the Fool. So that means that there's a charge here, a guilty charge, a guilty plea or an indictment. The Hierophant can be the judge. With the Two of Swords, it means there's deliberation, adjudication here. A triple nine means forced isolation. We have to, it's like a legal thing. We have to stay away from each other. I see this happen during spell work where you cannot mention the name of your enemy for 3 days after you do a banishment spell or something like that. Or if somebody's been doing mirror magic and you cover the mirrors for 3 days or whatever, you have to not say their name or look at their picture. And then once you unveil the mirrors, you have to like seal the mirror. Use ash, cayenne, that's the best thing to do. I mean, there's other herbs too, like, I mean, I don't want to list them all, but there's tons, asafoetida, garlic, onion, camphor, all these different things. But best thing to do is take okay, well, I shouldn't be saying this, but take something personal, body fluid, hair, whatever, grind it up into some ash with black salt. You can make black salt if you don't have it. Make sure it's sea or kosher salt, not table or iodized salt. And then you need to put something in there. I use ash and charcoal powder, but you could just use either or. Grind that into the salt and then take like a couple drops of oil, a couple drops of water, and or a couple drops of blood. I mean, this is not the place to talk about this. And put a little bit of dragon's blood resin in there, and take you can take an old makeup brush or actual paintbrush and draw a sigil or a cross or a closed eye on whatever mirror. Because I'm getting that we have the moon here. I keep getting in the clarifiers all these force. That's containment magic. Repress, suppress, oppress, depress, and it's mirror magic too. Four pentacles means using somebody else's like image in order to get your own work off the ground. Three of swords, eight of swords is binding. But it's coming undone. Nine of Swords is crowning this reading. Two of Swords, they're no longer permitted through the gate. This entry won't work, and we don't have a presence of any six, so this person has not gained access. They've been tried. They've been trying for a minute. It's just not working. The Niguan hop on, Niguan work. Okay, so did we do that pair of threes? Here we have the Four of Swords pinned down in a jar. There's the truth. They're looking for a way in, and they're looking to block and to seal us out as well. But what's going on is that they've been left out, abandoned, and they're getting the message late that their spell's no longer working. They probably felt the decline, but they didn't know that we detected whatever, or that the spirits detected whatever, and that they're on the way out. Why don't we just go ahead and do this right quickly? Since I'm saying a lot of things, let's confirm something. Baby, you got my attention. What you gonna do with it? You making it hard for me to say to walk away. Okay, well, somebody keeps saying that they fancy us or whatever. But we're like, no, 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 no. And they're like all pie in the sky, paid in future plans with us. And we're just like, absolutely not. You're not going to strategize my whole life story here because that's co-opting my timeline. You're not going to impose your little narrative on me how you could go. And we have goals that are not in the direction of this person, but they're trying to say, but, I wanna, I oughta, I gotta. Okay, yeah, just because we're friendly in the higher realms, in this life, I don't like you. Yeah, so this is an obsessive compulsive here. And when we say no, we'd rather go without, we'd rather starve and die than live a life with them. They're infuriated. because they want some kind of bonding or yoking, but they're not doing what they need to do to get that out of us. It's a no, it's been a no, it's gonna be a no, and that's what it is, how it's gonna be. I don't know if you don't know, but let me tell you. So this is some kind of baneful, just straight up curse, baneful. Let me read it to you. Hate, catastrophe, misfortune, curse. Cause sweetheart, somebody wants to be beloved or whatever or what have you, but they are a disturbance. Spiritual attachment could be the nine of swords. Look at this. Look at that. That's an absolute no. That's a no. That's a no. Obscure irritation, supernatural. This is a spiritual parasite or an attachment. And here's what they do. They bring dark clouds. They take all of the joy. See, I know it says imagination, but that comes when you're pure hearted, when you have that sun or the page of cups energy. But they're some type of dark cloud. Bereavement, sorrow, damage. No, no, no. You gotta go. You got to go. See, bullish, selfish. Yeah, because they are an obstacle. They will block our blessings, accident blessings. They will block our blessing. Danger, cost, and injury. No. No. And it's a pipe dream. They want to feed us a narrative and have us buy the BS, buy the bull. Okay, I'm running out of kind things to say here. It's very, very, very important that we do not take on whatever this is because they will lull us to sleep. And for a while, we'll think we have what we want. Meanwhile, all the while, all they've done is successfully move into position. Yeah, because it's some kind of brujeria, santaria. Oh my gosh, triple. This is an absolute no. It's an absolute no. Ceremony, mastery, magic, victim, lure, trick, break, pause, stagnation. That's what they want to do. They want to get to our root so they can access all of our everything. I, y'all know I used to work in finance before I became a priest. And you know what I saw all the time living in LA? The stories are multitudinous, so I'll get to the point. When you work in estate planning, sometimes you see the situation where at first it doesn't even have to be that old. Sometimes you see it when they fall into a windfall, when they come into a bunch of money, or suddenly their business goes bazonkers and glows up overnight or whatever. Then the family will gather around and try to make that person have like outburst or whatever, and then they go to court and try to take over the person's finances. You see it happen a lot more in big cities where there's a lot of wealth concentrated. LA, Boston, Houston, Dallas, San Diego, a lot too, because I lived in California, like a lot of oil that happens all the time. It's really insidious. It's like a parasitic energy. Okay, so the narrative is over, but if they're not able to get from us, this is what they want to do. They don't need, maybe they don't want to kill us, but they want to kill the thing that they're jealous of us for having or that they want from us because we won't give it to them or share it with them. But see, instead of them butting up to us and asking for a lesson of whatever or going out and creating it for their own, they have to take it from us. I'd like the readings to get good again because that we had a couple few days where it was just easy peasy, and now it's nasty again, and I don't like it. So it's been an honor and privilege and a pleasure to serve. Thank you for allowing us to do so. If anything resonated deeply with you, go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe, leave a review, book the session, send a donation. I wanted to say a quick prayer for all those still lost out there to illusion, delusion, confusion, lost in the seas of time, trapped some in the matrix, yet to heal, yet to awaken, yet to return to the resplendent grace of the divine, unconditional love and universal oneness. We love you. We're sorry. Please forgive us. Thank you. We ask that our steps be ordered, our path be illuminated, and that we find salvation and redemption in this life. May you be happy, may you be whole, may you be well, may you be at peace, may you receive everything you ever wanted, starting with what you deserve. This was a reading about something trying to attach to our womb or our heart, our second or our fourth chakra, our heart chakra, our sacral chakra. And if it didn't, it was going to retaliate in a sense of destroying the things that it was envious of us for having because we wouldn't share it with them. And this is a message that came out late. Whomever this individual or entity is a very bitter, dry, acerbic, prickly, cold, harsh, sometimes even cruel energy. And it's some type of megalomania. Okay. We're a golden goose, so everything we touch turns to gold, and they have issues rubbing two pennies together. That it's unfortunate, but they also may be attached to us because they're surviving through our energy. They're going to experience a collapse and a rupture if we untangle from them entirely. You can email me, ma@ablosi.org. And listen, I'm not going to give a lot of advice before I know what's going on. And in order to know what's going on personally, I need to do a personal reading. Okay. So, whatever I've said here, I may just take your questions and wait a week or two and go make a video on it, or you may need to get a personal reading, and that's just up to you because whatever the situation is, however the situation is, it's the same energy manifesting different for us all. And this energy is just one of some type of spiritual parasite. It's not quite an attachment, although it tried to become one, it couldn't stick in there. We kept doing whatever we were doing. High life, high vibration, lots of love, very devoted to spirit. Whatever we're doing is 95% of the way working. You hear what I'm saying? They're only able to get so far, and then it unravels. And then they try to come back in, and they're able to get less than they got before. And eventually they're going to get nothing. So what I would advise to do is just keep doing what you're doing and pray to the divine, whatever technology you're interfaced with. And make sure you have love in your heart, a smile on your face, a pep in your step, and dance in your spirit. And this will eventually shake off, because it's like cancer. If you feed it, it will eat you. You have to starve it. And I say that as a survivor. So, take good care of yourself. Peace be upon you. We'll see you in the next one. Smash that like button, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.